Happy hump day. Coming off another winning day, and we got a nice 11 game slate. Let's talk some more basketball. What's going on, everyone? Welcome back in to another episode for Just a Bet Outside. I am your host, Steven, and we are back with a full 11 game slate in the NBA. Coming off another winning day. I wanted that 3-0 sweep. It just wouldn't happen, but we'll take a 2-in-1 day. We'll go over that recap in just a little bit. But before I get into anything, just a quick venting session. I haven't had one of these in a while, but I just want to make sure that we're positive in the community, because lately it's been a lot of negativity, not just towards me, towards other people, towards other channels as well. We are in this together. I mean, we are betting sports. This is like one of the fun things we get to do in life together. And when I lose a bet, guys, I'm my hardest critic. I mean, I'm miserable because I know some of you guys tailed it. You don't have to then come on and kick a man while he's down. I mean, you really just don't have to. And I mean that in every part of life, not just this. I know I signed up for this and all that kind of stuff, but it's when I see other videos, other channels, and all these negative comments, and then I'm starting to see some now leak more into my community and everything. It's just, or our community, it's just brutal to see. So I just want to make sure we stay positive in there. And by the way, shout out to the ones that have been here every day and they leave positive comments all the time. So again, it's just a small portion of you, but just want to make sure you guys know, hey, we're in this together. Let's stay positive out there. So I'm working my butt off to get on a hot streak, that's for sure. Hopefully the last 2 winning days kind of lead us into that. But that's all I got for the venting session. So it's back to the video, and that means it's dad joke time. Let's have a little giggle on a Wednesday. So here we go. How did the hipster burn his tongue? He drank his coffee before it was cool. Anyways, in this video, we are going to recap yesterday, and then we're going to talk defenses versus the small forward position. And then we're going to talk for the first time this year, the G's of threes. It is back, baby. The hottest shooters in the NBA from downtown. I'm going to give you 2 leans, 2 best bets so far. We'll have more in the morning. Again, injury reports are crazy, but we'll finish it with the recap. So hit that like button if you haven't already. Leave a comment below to help this channel continue to grow. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Come join this awesome community as we get this season off and rolling. But let's get it started, and that means it's recap time. All right, here is the recap from Tuesday. Joel Embiid over 18.5 points. Easy cash in the third quarter, but guess what? After he hit his 20th point, didn't score again. He shot 7 for 21. I mean, that was a great ladder spot. I know some of you guys did. Unfortunately, he didn't make many shots, but we got the cash. This one, I can't hit a game bet to save my life. I'm talking sides and totals. I mean, my goodness, under 229.5, Orlando, Atlanta. The live total at halftime was 222.5, and then they went bonkers. The Orlando Magic, I no longer trust on defense. It's atrocious, and they all just went crazy, hit a ton of threes after the whole game was looking like, here we go. It's a nice under. We're going to cash this. That cost us our 3-0 sweep. As you can see, 1-6 on sides and totals. Not pretty, but it's early. But Josh Giddey over 30.5 PRAs. Holy smokes. I don't usually have 2 bets in the same game. Sometimes it worries me, but you know what? We cashed both in that 76ers and Bulls game, and what a win by Chicago with Vucevic 3 in the corner to win it. That was wild, but Giddey was unreal. I mean, he went over this in the third quarter. He had 30 at halftime. Just absolutely insane. In my write-up, if you guys read it on the added play, I mentioned triple-double sprinkle. I didn't do it myself, but hopefully some of you guys did because he had that triple-double. But that's what we got. Again, we are super early in the season, down 3.98 units. Let's get it back rolling here. But that's what we got for the recap on Tuesday. Now let's talk the small forward position. All right, we start with the most points given up to the small forward position, as we did all year last year. We're going to do point guards on Monday, shooting guards Tuesday, small forwards Wednesday, so on, all the way to centers on Friday. Again, this is a part of your handicap. This is not the only reason you make a bet or anything. Of course, there's shot types and different things that go into player props and things like that. But again, hopefully this helps you guys out. I know a lot of these did pretty well last year, but most points given up. If the team or player is in green, that just means they're playing today to kind of help you guys out. But we have one matchup here, the Warriors facing DeMar DeRozan. DeRozan averaging 20.4 points per game. Warriors giving up 25.31. Again, on the right side is the small forwards averaging the most points per game. And positions are tough, especially at the small forward. So you may see a couple that you're like, I think he's more of a power forward. Sometimes he plays shooting guard. Again, kind of positionless basketball compared to what it was. But anyways, that's what we got for the first page. You see the Bucks and Suns up there giving up the most points to the small forward position. Now let's head over to the rebounds, and we got 3 matchups. Mavericks giving up the most rebounds to the small forward position. And by the way, all these stats are of Fantasy Pros. Sometimes you can check out hashtag basketball, different sites, and you'll see a little different numbers because they have different players in different positions. But that's what I use. But Mavericks facing Trey Murphy, 6.5 rebounds per game. Obviously, no Zion in this game as well. And then the Utah Jazz giving up the 6th most rebounds, facing Asar Thompson, not a men. His brother, 6.9 rebounds per game. And then we got the T-Wolves facing OG Anunoby, 5.7 rebounds per game. T-Wolves giving up 8.29. And then there you see the rest of them. How about Kaishan George, the youngster for the Wizards, playing well, 7.4 rebounds per game, leading the way. So that's what we got for the rebounds. Now let's check out the assists. And we have 3 matchups here. Jazz, again, facing Asar Thompson, 3.1 assists per game. Again, when you're looking at small forward assists, not a huge difference. I mean, 4.9 to 3 from 1 to 10 here. Jazz, after that, Jazz, we got the 76ers facing DeAndre Hunter, 3 assists per game. It looks like Darius Garland may be back. Something to take in mind here, though, or take into effect. The Warriors facing DeRozan yet again. DeRozan, 4.1 assists per game. Warriors giving up 4.86 to the position. Now, that's all the help for the overs and anything you're looking at there. Now let's look at the toughest small forward matchups. And again, we did this for the shooting guards yesterday, so you can always check that whenever you're looking at props throughout the week. But pretty much everyone's playing. I mean, almost every team is in green, but the Pistons giving up the fewest points to the small forward position, 17.28. Pacers, Thunder, Celtics, Kings round out the top 5. So again, if you're looking at unders, these are some possibilities. And then the Warriors, Knicks, Heat, Kings, and Pacers are in the top 5. Again, fewest rebounds. So you see the Pacers giving up the fewest or second fewest points, 5th fewest rebounds to that position. And then you go over there to the fewest assists. Not a huge difference, but the Celtics only 1.45. Everyone else is 2.5 or higher. But from 1 to 10, again, you're looking at a difference of 2 assists. Not a big deal. You'll see bigger differences, obviously, point guards or like center rebounds and things like that. But that's what we got for all the research help for these small forwards. Now let's talk the G's of threes. All right, for the first time this year, it is time to talk some hot shooters from downtown. Okay, so here's the deal. Most of the time, these are going to be 40 or more three-point attempts, about that, and then you have to shoot 40% or higher from deep to make this list. Because some teams have only played 6 games, 7 games, because usually we do 8 games. Right now, it's just season year to date. I went down to like 30 three-point attempts just to include more people. So over there on the left, you're going to see all the players and their shooting percentages. It's in order of attempts, just so you guys know, and that can kind of help you guys out as well. But on the right side, you will see the defense is giving up the highest three-point percentage this season to their opponents. So that you can see kind of it's a good matchup. As you can see, the Nets giving up 42.9%. Knicks, Spurs, Hornets just giving up a really high percentage there. And obviously, that can fluctuate. It's basketball. It's a make or miss league. But Royce O'Neal leads us off at 42.4%. As you kind of go down, you see Tyrese Maxey having one heck of a start to the season, 46.4%. AJ Green, not the receiver for the Bengals, the guard for the Milwaukee Bucks. We've already 2-0 on his props already for us this year. 24 for 47, 51.1%. Kaishan George, remember him? He's having a heck of a season. 21 for 39, 53.8%. Fontecchio, 51.3%. And Max Christie down there shooting 50%. So we got some really hot shooters here. But that's what we got for page 1. Now let's check out page 2. And sometimes we even have a third page. But today this will be the final page. Kelly Oubre up there, just over 40%. You see Spencer for the Grizzlies, over 45%. Sam Merrill, how about 51.4%? Mikal Bridges, 48.6%. All the way down, Rui Hachimura, 45.5%. So on and so on. Scotty Barnes, and then Aaron Gordon. How about that? 15 for 31, 48.4%. I think he had one really good shooting game. But again, these are the G's of threes. Hopefully these help you out, whether it's points props, 3-point props, whatever it is, and with the matchups there on the right. So that's what we got for the research help. Now it's time for some leans. All right, before we get to the best bets, I wanted to talk a few leans here, and both of them are player props. Again, there's so much injury news and random rule outs and everything. I really don't want to give out like 4 props or, official best bets, but these are a couple I'm looking into, and then we'll talk my 2 best bets after this so far. But the first one is John Morant under 22.5 points. I don't need to say it. We're going to talk about it later, actually. He is very unhappy where he is playing with the Memphis Grizzlies. He said the joy is gone for him, which means the motivation is gone. And on top of that, welcome to Amen Thompson, because that is one of the hardest point guard matchups in the league. One of the best on-ball defenders there is in the game. Morant is under this line in 4 of 7 games already, averaging 20.43 points per game. He just doesn't look like himself. I mean, and he's not going to try hard, especially if this becomes a blowout. It has that potential. So I like Morant for an under here. Next one, Alex Sarr of the Wizards over 7.5 rebounds. He has 8+ rebounds in 6 of 7 games now, averaging a huge 18 rebound chances per game. Again, if we're getting 18 rebound chances, you assume he's going to get 9 to 11 of them on a regular night, averaging a solid 28 minutes per game. Now he's on the Wizards. Blowouts are always a possibility, but he's still never played less than 25 minutes. He's their youngster. He wants to. They're going to play him some minutes, and he's facing the Celtics. Bottom 5 in rebounds allowed to centers. Nurkic had 11. Filipowski had 8. Şengün had 10. Duran had 18 earlier this year. So with the potentials, kind of a good floor of minutes here in the matchup, I like Sarr for 8+ rebounds. So that's what I got for a couple leans. Now it is time for the best bets. All right, before we continue, we got to talk about our new friends. That's right, NOVIG. It is a social sports book. Some of you guys already know about it. It's helpful, especially in states that don't allow sports gambling on the regular sports books. But it's a sweepstake model type sports book. You can receive NOVIG coin currency immediately. It's America's #1 sports prediction market right now. Right now, you can download the app and sign up using the link below. I put it in the pinned comment to help you guys. You spend $5 and you get $50. It's that simple. It's a great promo that to get started on NOVIG. It's available in 42 states as well. So I think it's a great time to take advantage of this promo. Click the link below to sign up. But of course, you must be 21 years or older to gamble. If you have a gambling problem, call or text 1-800-GAMBLER. All right, back to the bets. All right, bet number 1 is a money line parlay. We hit our last one. Let's do it again. Give me the Mavericks and the Rockets money line parlay -119 on FanDuel for a half unit. Sometimes I do a unit on these money line parlays, but I'm going to stick to a half unit here. Let's start with the Mavericks money line. Anthony Davis questionable play. Not ideal. I get that. But you know what? They're playing the Pelicans. Zion Williamson is also out, and they're a bottom 3 team. So the Mavericks this season struggled to 2-5 record, but 3 of the last 4 games were against the Thunder, the Pistons in Mexico, and at Houston. Not exactly easy. They were heading to the fourth, they had the lead heading to the fourth against Detroit. They were down 3 heading to the fourth in Houston when they lost by 8. So, I mean, they're competing. They're not rolling over or anything. Offense can struggle at times. We know that. We got a rookie, Cooper Flagg, handling a lot of the ball duties here. D'Angelo Russell obviously there as well. But with that, they have the 8th best defensive rating in the NBA this year. So they've been playing some good defense. Facing the Pelicans, again, bottom 5 team in the NBA now without their best player in Zion. They finally got their first win last night. Finally. And I think that actually takes kind of the edge off of them here, finally getting their win. But let's just hold the fort a little bit. It was against the ballless Hornets, and it was at home, and they won by 4. So it's not that big of a deal, but I am kind of happy that they got their win. And now they have to have a second night of a back-to-back after that. I just think the offense is going to struggle to score without Zion. Mavs have been great defending the 3-ball this year. Pelicans, the 3rd worst rebounding team. They also have the 2nd worst defensive rating this year. They got that much-needed win now traveling second night of a back-to-back. Mavs should win fairly easily here. Now the second leg, the Rockets money line. I almost took their -7.5 on its own. I actually almost took their 6.5, and then as I was looking at it, already went to 7.5. It's moving pretty quick. The Rockets team is starting to just physically dominate other teams. I mean, this season, the #1 offensive rebounding team in the NBA. I think it's over 40% right now. It is insane. 2nd best net rating in the NBA. 4th most blocks, allowing the 7th fewest fast break points. And then, like we just talked about, Grizzlies are going to rely on Ja Morant. They don't have much else other than him, obviously JJJ, but Morant is not in the mood to play, like we just talked about. On top of that, Amen is going to be a tough matchup. I mean, if he doesn't have a good game, which I don't really see him having a great game, I don't see how this Grizzlies team even competes at all. Grizzlies this year, 6th worst defensive rating, 6th worst net rating, dealing with a very mad star player who could get traded at any moment. And then some final numbers. Rockets 3-0 against the spread on the road this season already. I just need a money line win, though. Grizzlies 2-3 ATS at home. This also happens to be a matchup of opposite shooting teams. Rockets, not only are they a great rebounding team and can bully you, they have the highest 3-point percentage in the league right now, 42.5%. Will that continue all year? Probably not. But they are hot right now from deep. And the Grizz, 8th worst shooting percentage at 32.9% from deep. And that's not a surprise. They don't have a lot of great shooters. They lost Desmond Bane, obviously, in the offseason. So all signs point to kind of an easy win here from the Houston Rockets. So give me the Rockets and the Mavericks as a money line parlay for my first best bet. All right, this next one takes us out to Madison Square Garden where the Knickerbockers host the T-Wolf Buckers. The Knicks -5.5. Total in this one is 229.5. I'm going with the player prop. Give me Karl Anthony Towns over 37.5 PRAs, minus 114 on FanDuel for a half unit here. Cat gets to face his former team yet again. Anyone remember what he did last time against his former team in Minnesota? He had a nice, cool, easy 58 PRAs, 32, 20, and 6 line. He likes facing his old team, that's for sure. But let's talk Cat this year. Only over in 3 of 7 games this year, but he has 35 plus PRAs in 2 of those 4 misses. Coming off a 51 PRA game against the Wizards, he's been getting to the free throw line quite a bit. Last year, he averaged just over 5 free throws attempts per game. Now he's averaging 7.3 free throw attempts per game. Obviously, great shooter, 90% from the for stripe. I don't know what I'm saying. He's been okay from deep, due for a really good shooting night, to be honest with you, but averaging an insane 26.5 potential rebounds and assists. In fact, last 2 games, it's been way higher, 24 and 26 rebound chances alone in the last 2 games. Volume is finally coming back around to him when it comes to field goal attempts. It looks like they want to get him more involved after kind of a slower start to the year. Now he's facing the T-Wolves. About an average matchup if you kind of look at all the metrics and everything, but they've given up some big games to some big men that are actually pretty good. Siakam, how about 51 PRAs? Nick Claxton, how about 34 PRAs? 18.5 line he had. Diabate even had 21 PRAs. He had a 14.5 line. Nikola Jokic, ever heard of him? How about 54 PRAs? DeAndre Ayton, 30 PRAs. With his volume ticking up more and more, again, big motivation factor, loves playing against Minnesota. I like him to have another big game here versus the T-Wolves. So give me Kitty Cat over 37.5 PRAs. That is my second and final best bet. I'm going to obviously add at least 2 more bets in the pinned comments below, X, Discord, on the website, justabetoutside.com. That's where they go first. But right now, there's a lot of injury news, games still finishing up, and I didn't want to force too many props. But those are where I got for my leans, my best bets, and all the research help. Before we get out of here, let's check out the recap. All right, there it is. My 2 best bets so far with more to come, that's for sure. Mavericks and Rockets, moneyline parlay, minus 119 on FanDuel for half unit. Karl Anthony Towns against his former team, over 37.5 PRAs for half unit. If you fast forward to this page, also gave out a couple leans. But I'm going to have some added plays, maybe even one more before I go to bed. If I do, it'll be in the pinned comments below. But thank you guys for watching. As always, really appreciate the support. Hope you guys have a great Wednesday. Enjoy the NBA slate, and we'll talk to you soon.